he was like, just stay in my hotel, and I was like, cool. It was a nice hotel. It was the Sheraton Cairo. That's what it was. Yeah, Sheraton Cairo. And so, I'm used to a very low standard of living now. I've slowly been training myself, and I guess just it's not really in my hands. The food, the cold, just everything. You don't control your temperature, the temperature of your surroundings. You don't control the taste of your food or how much food you have. You don't control a lot of things. The comfort of your bed, the fact that people will treat you with respect. And so, it was interesting to be back in there. Because in the U.S., I used to be a little bit active in some organizations. So when we'd go to conferences, I would get nice rooms. Yeah. And continental breakfast and all that stuff. So I went back to that. I was going to take him out for dinner because he always takes me out for dinner in the U.S. when I go to a city. And I was like, now you're in my, uh, you're in my country. So, and he's like, no, there's no such thing. But he's like, look, I haven't spent any of the company money or barely any on food, and I still have a bunch left over. What do you say we go to a really fancy restaurant and just spend it? I was like, okay, sounds good. So we just were walking. We crossed this bridge over a body of water. I don't know what it was, but it was a little one, and might have been the Nile. I'm not sure. Sounds ignorant, but I'm just being honest. But we found this really expensive restaurant. It was a buffet. I had the best seafood. Probably the best soup of my life, but it was seafood. It was so good. It had all these little things and shrimp and scallops, and it was delicious, delicious, delicious. And their desserts were so funny. It's like these little things. It must take an hour just to put it all together and sort it. It's like those little French things, but you just gobble them up and you don't care about how it looks. At least I don't. And then, guess how much the bill was? The bill was almost as much as my month's rent in my new place, which is like right on the Corniche, and it's like considered a expensive place in Alexandria. Right on the Corniche. Sorry, that's the sidewalk, which is right on the Mediterranean Sea. So, in one dinner, one sitting, the bill was almost as much as my month of rent. That is not good. That is israf in Islam, which is wasteful spending and extravagance. But I guess it was company money. I don't know. I justified it at the time. Now I feel really bad about it. I went to an internet cafe and I saw this German lady. So I was like, sind Sie Deutsche? And she was like, ja. And I was like, oh, ich bin Amerikaner. So I was asking her if she's German. I was telling her I'm American, that I'm going to Germany tomorrow, which is, today. And she's like, wow, you are a very unlucky guy. And I was like, why? She's like, I left Germany and it's very cold there. So I was like, oh, I have to go because I'm feeling really good about this trip right now. Then went to sleep in the nice hotel. Didn't sleep a lot because I was catching up with my friend. We could have talked all night, seriously. And he's like, don't worry about it, man. It's going to be cool. He travels a lot internationally. He'll just like change his flight. And very cool guy. But I was going OCD on the time like I usually do and hyperventilating. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I usually get the flights, if it's an international flight, like to get there 3 hours early, at the very least 2 hours. For domestic flights, 2 hours early, at the very least 1 hour. Domestic in the U.S. And yeah, I got there like 40 minutes before the flight. He's like, just speak in English and do it. It's not his fault. It's my fault. I should have left early. But I don't like complaining or raising my... I don't mind complaining. I complain all the time. That's good. To try to, improve things. But I don't like raising my voice at people. So I was just like speaking to them in English to Egypt Air. And they just, they wouldn't let me get on. I was like, there's 40 minutes left. I can go there. They're like, no, you can't. We stopped, check in, da-da-da, you're late. And even though my dad's cousin was waiting for me in Berlin, so I had to like call him to Berlin from Egypt, which was very expensive. And yeah, so alhamdulillah, everything happens for a reason. I was just talking to my sister and she said, في كل تأخير خيرة, or something, which is it's an axiom, I think, would be a good translation for it, that says in every lateness, if that is a word, like every period of being late, every time that occurs, there is goodness, there's something that comes good. So maybe the flight, I don't know, crashed, maybe they have some sort of disease on there. Maybe if I went to Germany today, something bad would have happened. So, alhamdulillah, even though I was very, very sad and I had to pay this fee to like change my flight, but I changed it to tomorrow morning, and that's why I'm here in Cairo right now with a friend, um, and I'm not in Germany as I planned to be. But, you know, first time missing a flight, and it just reaffirms my OCD about time. Get there on time and get there early. I went to KFC because I wanted to, you know, eat some chicken, and I didn't like how the guy was treating me. He was so nonchalant about everything. He was just like, here, and he'd give me cold food. Like my food was waiting for like 7 minutes right behind the counter. It's just give it to me. So I was like, please give me a, you know, chicken that's warmer. He gave me smaller pieces. And then I was like, can I please have some barbecue sauce? And I think he got mad at the other thing. So he gave me like a pack of 5 that were stuck together by old barbecue sauce. I was just like, ew, that's nasty. That's nasty. So this one Egyptian guy right in front of me, he goes and he starts like yelling and he's like, what are you doing? Da-da-da-da. And so he gets like even bigger pieces that are warmer. And he looks at me and he's like, yeah. See, he tried to give me something according to what he thought was right. And I showed him. I put him in his place. So maybe I should do that. I don't know, but it just seems so mean. I mean, the guy smiled at me when I left, but whatever. I guess it's like the cab drivers. Like today, you know, I got cheated leaving the airport back. And so, you know, they always seem so nice. And they're like, yeah, you know, I got you that other taxi. He's a liar. He's like, by the way, you know, I am driving you, so why not give me an extra 10? Like, they try to change it. So basically within the first 5 minutes, you find out if they're crooks or not. I ate the spiciest sandwich. This, what's it called? Um, Filler up or something. It was huge, and it's jalapeno. And I was speaking in an English accent. He was like combo, and I was like, huh? Combo. He meant combo. And so I looked like a total jerk, like an arrogant jerk, because I couldn't understand his English because that accent was so heavy. And so it's like, oh, I'm Egyptian and I speak good English, and therefore I don't understand your little, you know, KFC cashier English, which was not cool. It was very spicy, but I almost threw up because I remembered disturbing videos of KFC chickens. I started to question whether this chicken that I was eating was from those farms in the U.S. or, you know, slaughtered properly and treated properly here in Egypt. So I don't think I can eat at KFC anymore. I did it 2 times, which is cool because I can't eat the meat in the U.S. unless it's halal, it's slaughtered a certain way. And then the last interesting thing is there was this little 3-year-old girl walking. It's what? Now it's 9:02 p.m. So I just came in maybe 15 minutes ago. She was just walking there in the middle of the street all alone. That's really messed up. Now I wanted to say hi and ask where her family is, but again, I didn't want to seem like a creepy guy, and she seemed like she knew where she was going. So I just kept watching her as I was kept walking away, which may have also made me seem like a creep. Even though I was just concerned about her, I didn't want anybody to snatch her or kidnap her. But it seemed like after 30 or 40 feet, this family comes out like from up the stairs and they're like, hey. They didn't seem like too surprised. It was like normal. And she was like, hey, mama. But in Egyptian, of course. Yeah, so don't leave your children lying around. That's not good. And I haven't slept a lot in the past 2 nights. I probably already said that. So it's 9 p.m. and I'm going to call it a night. Because after 6 a.m., after Fajr, I have to go and catch a taxi so I can go like 2.5 or 3 hours early to the airport because I'm paranoid about missing it. So, I thank you for listening to mundane facts about my life. But, I don't know, for me, it's just exciting. It's like every single step, something exciting, something new happens. So, I'm really having a blast. I don't know how it is on your end listening to these things. So, take care. Assalamu alaikum. And inshallah, meaning God willing, I will be in Germany tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you pray for me. I know I haven't uploaded a lot of videos. I have like 7 or so I still have to upload. But the internet sucks here. But my dad's cousin said it's awesome and it's sweet and it's organized in Germany. So it's going to be a good escape for a couple weeks. Assalamu alaikum and take care.